Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is absolutely crucial for any organization trying to build truly great software, and that is team well-being. We're going to unpack a really fantastic open-source platform called Teams360. This is a tool designed specifically to diagnose and improve your team's health, and it operates on a very specific, trust-based philosophy.
So it all really starts with this massive dilemma. It's something modern engineering managers, agile coaches, and team leads face literally every single day. How do you actually measure a team's health without just micromanaging them to death? I mean, if you only look at Jira tickets or commit velocity, you're getting this highly sanitized, often totally misleading picture of what's happening on the ground. You might see a high ticket closure rate, right? But you completely miss the impending burnout happening behind the scenes. On the flip side, if you're hovering over your developers' shoulders, constantly checking in, well, you just destroy their autonomy and trust. So how do we actually bridge that gap?
Well, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the core philosophy, support, not surveillance. Second, we'll break down the 11 health dimensions. Third, we'll walk through the actual health check process. Fourth, we'll explore insights for every role. And finally, we'll take a peek under the hood at the tech stack.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1. Support, not surveillance. The origin of this whole concept is actually really fascinating. Teams360 is heavily inspired by Spotify's Squad health check model, which they publicized way back in 2014. Spotify realized early on that treating team health like a medical checkup, a diagnostic tool to see exactly where it hurts, was just far more effective than treating it like some standardized exam you're going to be graded on. Teams360 takes that highly effective cultural methodology and packages it into a dedicated, thoroughly modern application.
It's all about how we reframe our metrics. In a lot of legacy organizations, health checks are, quite frankly, weaponized as performance evaluations. If a metric comes up red, management immediately thinks, oh, that's a bad team. But under the Team360 philosophy, this entire platform is a support tool. Here, the color red does not mean you have a bad team. No way. It simply means, hey, this team needs help in this specific area right now. Obviously, this requires a solid baseline of psychological trust. The system assumes you're giving honest input because the end goal is building self-awareness and driving targeted support, not punishing people for struggling.
Moving right along to Section 2, let's explore the 11 health dimensions.
When you're evaluating a team here, you aren't just giving a generic score out of 10. You are actually looking at two distinct extremes. Take mission, for example. The good state is, we know exactly why we're here and we're super excited about it. The bad state? We have absolutely no idea why we're even doing this. Then you've got operational metrics, like speed, where teams either get stuff done with zero friction or they feel like they never get anything done at all. And of course, there are the technical metrics, like health of Codebase, which contrasts beautiful, clean code with a codebase where technical debt is just raging out of control and slowing everybody down.
But, it doesn't stop at just the technical stuff. The cultural dimensions are arguably even more critical for your long-term retention. Under fun, you're measuring if people actually love going to work, or if they find it overwhelmingly boring. Support checks if the team gets immediate help when they need it, or if they just keep getting stuck in the mud. And consider the dimension pawns or players. Do your team members feel like they control their destiny and actively decide what to build, or do they feel like pawns with zero influence just being pushed around a chessboard? Measuring psychological safety and autonomy like this provides some seriously incredible insights.
All right, let's get practical with Section 3, the health check process.
The absolute most important takeaway here is that Team360 is built to facilitate a structured team discussion. This isn't just about collecting blind survey data and throwing it into a black hole. Here is the ideal workflow. Step 1, the team lead schedules a recurring meeting, let's say 1 hour every single month. Step 2, before that session, members complete their individual surveys in the app on their own time. Step 3, during the meeting, everyone looks at the aggregated results together. You actively discuss dimensions that have a wide spread of answers. And finally, Step 4, you identify 1 or 2 dimensions to actually improve and you create clear, actionable items. Actually taking this survey is incredibly low friction for your team members. They simply read those good and bad descriptions we just talked about. Then they select green, yellow, or red based on their gut feeling. But here is the real secret sauce. They also choose a trend direction. Is this specific area improving, stable, or declining? This is so crucial because, think about it, a team might be in the red for code health right now, but if everyone votes that the trend is improving, well, that's a massive win. It shows your recent technical debt initiatives are actually working. They can also add optional comments to give rich context to their lead before the meeting even starts. Next up,
Section 4. Insights for every role.
When you scale this up, Team360 supports a strict 5-level hierarchical organization to make sure privacy and focus are maintained. A team member only ever has access to take their own surveys. A team lead, though, gets detailed breakdowns, response distributions, and individual tracking exclusively for their specific team. A manager can view aggregated, higher-level data for all the distinct teams assigned to them. And right at the top of the chain, a director or VP gets a bird's-eye view of analytics across the entire organization. Data is intentionally restricted and surfaced exactly where it's needed, preventing info overload while totally respecting team confidentiality.
And what leaders actually see on their dashboards is pretty fantastic. The platform uses really rich visual analytics. Team leads get a radar chart, which gives an instant visual overview of all 11 dimensions in a single glance. They also see bar charts showing the spread, which is incredibly important. For example, if half your team voted green on a topic, but the other half voted red, well, that wild mix is an immediate critical signal. It literally means your team is having fundamentally different experiences at work, and you need to talk about it immediately. Plus, you get historical trend lines to seamlessly track your health across long-term assessment periods.
Okay, final section for the tech folks out there, Section 5, Under the Hood.
If you're looking to deploy this yourself, you are going to be very happy to know the technology stack is incredibly modern and robust. On the front end, it's running Next.js 15 with the app router, heavily utilizing TypeScript and Tailwind CSS, along with recharts for building out those beautiful radar graphs. On the back end, it's powered by Go 1.25 and a PostgreSQL database, all cleanly architected using domain-driven design principles to ensure long-term maintainability.
The platform also puts a massive focus on developer experience. You do not have to spend a week setting this up or fighting with random dependencies. With a seamless one-command setup using Docker, you literally just type make run dev in your terminal. That one single command handles the whole shebang. It installs dependencies, spins up a Postgres database in Docker, runs the necessary migrations, and starts both the front-end and back-end servers. It even generates demo credentials so you can log in as a VP or a team member right away and start poking around.
What's really impressive to me is that despite being a completely free, open-source project, Team360 comes loaded with enterprise necessities. It natively supports single sign-on via any OIDC or OAuth 2.0 provider, meaning you can easily hook it into Okta, Google, or Azure AD without needing a client secret thanks to the PKCE flow. It supports flexible survey cadences, so a high-velocity startup team can take weekly surveys, while a stable, mature team might just do monthly ones. And the entire codebase is backed by rigorous testing, including full end-to-end browser automation using Playwright.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. I want to leave you with a provocative question to really consider about your own organization. Are your red metrics leading to punishment, or are they actually leading to support? Team360 proves that if you build a system based on trust rather than surveillance, you can actually uncover the real issues holding your teams back. It's a fantastic tool. I highly recommend checking out their GitHub repository to see it for yourself. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.